Old friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the Best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. It's spring break or March break, depending on who you're speaking with. And I remember back in the day just being able to go swimming. I mean, we're going back to the 90s and the 80s for my stories. So skating, because I feel like winter lasted right until April, easily. What else do we have here? Got a message here. This is from Jacqueline. She said that she remembers having wide games throughout everyone in her crescent during spring break. Whoever was it by the time the sun went down was it when the sun rose the next day. So there we go. Oh man, that just doesn't happen anymore. I mean, we don't have a lot of neighbors with kids. My kids can't go out and just play on the streets and enjoy that time. It's faster moving traffic. It's just a lot of other things preventing kids from experiencing that. So yeah, what are some of your March break memories? 905-338-1250. I'm Hollie Taylor, and people are starting to post about the unique or comical pet names that they have heard or named their pets. And honestly, I was laughing pretty hard at some of these because they're so creative. And I don't know, like 2 dogs, they're corgis. One's name was Tater Tot. The other was Hash Brown. How cute is that? I discovered that the name we named our cat is actually cat in Japanese. We didn't know it. So his name is Nico, and apparently it sounds like the Japanese word for cat. So essentially, we named our cat Cat. Whoops. Anyway, any unique pet names or maybe a unique process in naming your pet? 905-338-1250. Apparently, we're becoming a little more antisocial. Agree or disagree? I'm Hollie Taylor. This is Joy Radio, and it kind of makes sense, that statement. As we had the pandemic, we were essentially forced to be at home for long periods of time, and maybe we're finding that we like not being around the hustle and bustle as much. And now there is way more hustle and bustle. So maybe what our threshold was for the hustle and bustle 10 years ago, it's definitely gone above and beyond at this point. They say on average, we spend nearly 30 minutes less per day on out-of-home activities. So, makes sense. I mean, who wants to be stuck in traffic? I don't. I'd spend that 30 minutes just in traffic. So do you find that you're a little bit more of a homebody than what you were before the pandemic? 905-338-1250. Or maybe you're just a certified homebody. Love it. We'll take your tips as to how to homebody successfully. Today, National Good Samaritan's Day. Officially. I like to talk about random acts of kindness often because I feel as though they just don't happen enough. I have seen so many people with long, sad, stressed out faces, and that's just me first thing in the morning. So, I mean, people are they're going through it right now. There are so many, we'll say negative stories in the news. I don't really know what to call them. I'm just like sitting in my chair, grasping onto my armrests for dear life. Like, here we are. Jesus, take the wheel, in the words of Carrie Underwood. And so if there is something that you can do to just show that you care, I mean, it just goes so much further right now. So on this National Good Samaritan's Day, how can we be a good Samaritan? Do you remember the story? Do you remember why this is so impactful? The Samaritan helped someone, a Jew. They did not get along. This isn't just about doing something nice just randomly. This is about going above and beyond. Maybe there's someone that you don't get along with. Today is the day to be the Good Samaritan to that person. Something to think about right now. And I want to hear your stories. Good Samaritan stories, random act of kindness stories. 905-338-1250. Apparently, I just opened up a whole can about the cell phone and my daughter, and then reminiscing of days gone by and how we used to be able to reach our parents. But, I mean, it was a process. If I was out late and I needed my mom, I had to ring, hang up, and then let her ring. I think the first one was just to kind of wake her up. The second was like, it's an emergency. And the third was like, please pick up the phone. Producer Mike, did you have a similar situation?
If I was home alone with my sister, this was before caller ID, Dad would ring the phone twice and then wait a few Mississippis and then call back again. And that's how we knew. You heard the 2 rings, silence, and then ring again. That was Dad.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah,
Don't miss
otherwise
that call.
He's going to tan your hide, right?
Miss all the other ones. Don't answer the phone for anybody else. But it also reminded me of now receiving collect call from...
Yes!
Hey, Mom, come pick me up. Bye.
I totally did that. I think there was a commercial, too, that was collect call, and it was Bobby and Betty had a baby boy.
Yeah, because you had to say it quick, and only I gave you a few seconds.
Oh, my goodness. See, these are great memories. These are things that we should write down.
These are things your daughters won't know.
They'll have no experience.
Too bad, really.
So, if you have a memory that comes to mind, I'm going to encourage you, write it down so that doesn't get lost to time. And we're going to be talking about writing down some of those memories and those stories. I'm Hollie Taylor, and if you've seen the movie that the guys from For King and Country did about their family, Rebecca St. James obviously in it, a big part of their family story, but I love that it was a little bit more from their dad perspective and then their perspective, and the whole family was involved. And it's so important to share those stories. Yes, share those stories, the fun ones of the phones. And I used to have dial-a-bus where I lived because there wasn't efficient transit. You had to call for the bus to come to you. But these are great stories. And in this National Write Down Your Story Day, I just want to encourage you to write down your story. There are things that I so wish I'd asked my grandma before she passed. But when she was with me, they weren't questions. And now I'm so curious about her life and growing up now that I've got kids of my own. And so my mom's actually going through the process of writing out her story for when my kids have the questions and maybe she's not going to be there. So writing down your story, your experiences is such a beautiful thing to pass down to the next generation. Well, that's a wrap. Those are our favorite memories from this past week. Join me for more Good Company live every weekday from 4:30 till 6 p.m. here on Joy Radio. Oh, and don't forget, you can also catch up by subscribing to our Joy Radio podcast. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, text 905-338-1250. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.